Good day, everyone. Welcome to Gold Level Daily Dose number 6. We're going to talk today about the Divine Day. We finished up talking about the intermittent fasting day, and now we're on to the Divine Day. So let's talk about this new type of day. Again, with our system, each day is a day unto itself. We forget about yesterday. We don't look past today. See, all we're promised is today. We may not have a tomorrow. If we do have a tomorrow, if God grants us one, we want to be better tomorrow. We want to be healthier. We want to have more self-confidence, more self-esteem. So we look at this one day at a time. It's either a perfect day, it's a divine day, it's an intermittent fasting day, but it's one day at a time. And you either do everything according to the rules of the day that you're shooting for in that day, or it's a holiday. This is the way you live. This is how you control and optimize your hormones for a fast, efficient fat loss. This is how you develop self-discipline. Okay, so in short, this is basically a divine day. It's basically a day of clean eating. You declare you're having a divine day, and then you do your best with it. When speaking of clean eating, a lot of people think of entirely a plant-based diet, like a vegan or vegetarian diet. I don't necessarily think that's clean eating. What I think clean eating is the following. You can have meat on a divine day, but your focus is on a plant-based day. It is a day where you refuse to put anything unnatural in your temple. If it's processed, it's out. It's got to go. If you cannot pronounce an ingredient on the nutrition label, it's out. It's got to go. Basically, if you look in the Bible and the food that you desire wasn't available before Noah's flood, and in the Bible days wasn't available after the flood, then you shouldn't be eating it. That's right, that includes your Mighty Muffin. And I do love Mighty Muffins. I love a lot of the stuff that we keep on hand that's fast access, something that I can get and consume on the go. But I do like to incorporate some clean eating days, which we're going to do a real deep dive in proceeding lessons. Divine days are very healthy days. Basically, there should be very few ingredients on the nutrition label. For example, green beans are green beans, and therefore the package of green beans that you purchase or whatever packaging it's in should say green beans. That's all it should say. Chicken breast should say chicken breast. That's what it is, right? Chicken. It should say that, chicken breast. To make divine days doable in this culture of overly processed foods, preservatives, and such, it's acceptable to see the ingredient listed with salt and water. So it's okay if you see something that says chicken breast, salt, and water. But realistically, if there's more than 2 or 3 ingredients listed on a package, that's been processed in some form or some fashion. You'll need to avoid preservatives on your divine days. You'll need to avoid chemicals on your divine days. Now, divine days won't always be the fastest weight loss days, but they will be the best days you can have for longevity and wellness. Now, usually when I'm talking about divine days to a client, they often tell me or say to me, that's what I'm going to do. The health benefit, I want this to be a lifestyle. I'm going clean eating for the rest of my life. And here's the truth. There's very, very few people that are going to be able to do that. They're going to get very frustrated with the lack of variety. They're going to become frustrated with themselves because they can't stick to their plan. Remember, what we need is a plan that's practical, sustainable, and fun. Now, I don't believe for most that you could have a divine day as we outline it each and every day for the rest of your life. I just don't believe that that's practical for most of us. But I've got good news for you. You don't have to turn 100% to clean eating or divine days to produce the many, many benefits of clean living. Study after study has concluded that just incorporating divine days, or as one might say clean eating days, into one's lifestyle periodically produces much healing in the body. Put it to you this way. You see, the root of almost all disease begins with chronic bodily inflammation. And if you're dealing with chronic bodily inflammation, you didn't get there because you had you had yesterday, you had a lot of processed foods. Just like the Bible tells us, our bodies are well able to filter and deal with the foods that we consume. That we just shouldn't do these types of things every day. Consuming preservatives, chemicals, and toxins every single day is going to really impact your long-term health. And it begins with you dealing with chronic bodily inflammation. Sugar, starch, trans fats, and chemicals consumed daily every day for years will cause this chronic inflammation. With your liver overtaxed while it's filtering toxins, your intestines and colon full of undigested processed foods, it's no wonder that you never feel full of energy and vibrancy and vitality with your body in optimal shape. By periodically adding Divine Days into your routine, you will experience amazing benefits. Just to name a few, you will reduce or lower inflammation. Your skin will look and feel better. Your skin is the body's largest organ, and as you rid your body of these toxins that's trapped in the liver and the colon, your skin will begin to flourish. You will be in a better mood. You'll have less stress, less anxiety. You're definitely going to have more energy because your body's energy resources aren't trying to deal with all the toxins and chemicals. So you're going to have a lot more energy capacity. Your immune system over a period of time will thank you. You will get sick a lot less if you incorporate more Divine Days. Now, it's inevitable that I get the question, well, how many should I have a week? How many should I have a month? We're going to dive into that very deeply in preceding videos. But here's what I want to say. Right now, when you feel like it, and you're going to learn more tomorrow, but when you feel like it, begin to incorporate these clean eating Divine Days into your Shibboleth lifestyle, just like you will incorporate an intermittent fasting day or a wow challenge or a perfect day. Begin to incorporate them in. See how you feel later. Now, I want to make some points. Just having a perfect day will provide all the benefits that I just told you about. The one thing that Divine Days don't speed up weight loss, but you know what they do speed up? Health and wellness. So mixing them in, putting them in the mix, it's kind of like, this might not be the best analogy for some that doesn't follow it, but it's kind of like mixed martial arts. It's kind of like, you know, you've got, if it's a grappling match, you've got wrestling and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. If it's a striking match, you've got Muay Thai and kickboxing, and we could go on. My point here is the best martial artist these days is able to incorporate a little bit of all of it, some grappling and some striking. Look at what you're becoming here. Look at what you're learning here. You don't have one system that eliminates some nutrient that you've got to stay with for the rest of your life. You know basic nutrition with a perfect day, weight loss nutrition. You know how to speed weight loss up with intermittent fasting days. And you know how to come back strong after a holiday with a wow challenge. And now you know how to speed up health and wellness. Mixing all these together makes you a well-rounded individual as it applies to your eating lifestyle, and you're going to reap many, many benefits. Another way to look at this is on a scale of 1 to 10, as far as weight loss, on a scale of 1 to 10, an intermittent fasting day would be a perfect 10. While as a Divine Day would still be an 8 on a weight loss scale. If we looked at a wellness scale, an intermittent fasting day would be 8 out of 10, whereas a Divine Day would be 10 out of 10. So you're just mixing it up. Always doing good, always doing better than you used to do. Now I look forward to tomorrow telling you more about how to have a Divine Day. I wanted to set it up today so that you could begin to think about it, process what I'm telling you, begin to look at nutrition labels, begin to start weeding out that stuff that's got a lot of chemicals and toxins. That doesn't mean clean out all your Mighty Muffins and throw them away. Lord, no, I've got a whole pantry full of them because that's how I have that fast fat loss. But when I've got my fat loss covered, then you see me start venturing more toward a plant-based diet with some meat, limited quantities of meat, and it's all very unprocessed, see? And then when I put on a few pounds, I go right back to my perfect days, intermittent fasting days. I hope you enjoyed this. I look forward to talking to you again tomorrow. God bless you all.